Hey guys, it's Gameface here and welcome back to episode 10 of my Juventus career mode. Now in today's episode we are going to be finishing off the Juventus series. It's a non-live commentary and this will be the final episode to end the whole series, the whole mini-series that we've done, the half of the season we've done with Juventus after joining from Dortmund. So thank you all so much for the support on this series. I wanted to kind of finish it off, and in order to be able to do so many games in one episode I had to do an online commentary to be able to do that as best as possible, and we'll wait and see what career mode comes afterwards. Let me know in the comments below what you would like to see. I might wait a little bit and allow some evolving career modes to be done in the meantime. But if we could go ahead and hit 30 likes on today's episode, I would really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. It'll be absolutely fantastic. Let's crack on with today's episode. We will be seeing quite a few games, and to begin with, it's going to be the Torino derby match. It's a home game, this one. It's one that we obviously need to try and win, as we need to try and do in all the matches. And it's a big game. It's a big derby match, like I said, and we do end up drawing that game 1-1, sadly, with Torino. So a little bit disappointing. We've dropped a couple of points there. We do have a couple of players returning from injury as well, like Sandro coming back now, and that means that we are just a few points behind Inter Milan, starting to grow a little bit, actually, that gap, 6 points behind at the moment, and yeah, it's going to potentially cause us some issues. Got a game that we've seen there against Roma. We have won that match, though, to make up for it, so that's good news for us. A player injured, that's Kingsley Coman, out for a few weeks. That's not so good for us going into the end of this season. We need to have quite a strong team. We're going to play this game, which is quite a strong sign, as you see here. Buffon, then we've got Hysaj as usual at right back, Manolas, Laporte, Alexandro, kind of the usual players, to be honest. Gadira in there as well, then with Cuadrado, Pjanic, Guerrero, and then Icardi up front. So it's going to be a tough game. This one is against Napoli. It's in the Coppa Nazionale, and it's going to be a very tough match. We need to try and win this game. We're currently 2-1 down on aggregates from the previous leg. This is the second leg of it. It's a semi-final. We need to try and win it, so yeah, we can get into the final, hopefully. Let's wait and find out how we get on. It's a very important one. We need to try and win as many trophies as possible this season. Obviously still in contention for the Champions League and the League, and hopefully can be, after this game as well, also in contention for the Coppa Nazionale. It's a good start from us here, having an attack, but nothing comes of it. Cross goes into the box here, though, and it's 1-0. We've managed to get ourselves the opening goal. We're about 30 minutes in at this point. Not too much has happened. Probably had the better chances, just slightly anyway. And Manolas there, able to score from a corner. 29 minutes in. These highlights for all the games will be pretty brief, just to let you know. It'll be mainly goals I show you guys, and just to kind of keep things flowing along quite nicely. As you can see here, into the second half, I'm going to make some changes, bring on Batshuayi and also Khedira as well. And the reason behind that is because at the moment we're still going out of the Coppa Nazionale. We are only with one away goal at the moment. Napoli got 2 away goals in the first leg, and therefore we'll be going through on away goals. So we need another goal during this match. We're having to change the formation now as well, to try and push some players a little bit further forward in order to try and get that winner that's going to get us into the next round, into the final, even having to go on to attacking as well. It's been a fairly even game, to be honest. Like I said before, we have probably just about edged the amount of chances. Napoli not doing loads to trouble us that much, to be honest, in this game. But it is a final chance here for us, and it was intercepted. That could well be the final chance. Little bit disappointed we've not managed to do a little bit more in this game to get through into the final, and as you can see, it was the final opportunity for us to create something. We're out of the Coppa Nazionale, and that means that we do not get into the final. A disappointing start to the episode, but hopefully things will improve as we go throughout the episode. We've still got to try and compete on the league front and also in the Champions League as well. This game against Lazio, we are just going to sim the match, purely because, again, we're trying to get through some of these league games, hopefully pick up decent results along the way, and in this game, it's an away game, and we have managed to get ourselves, I think, a 2-1 win there, so very happy with that. Now I want to change around the team for this next game that's coming up. We are kind of just swapping around some players and deciding on the team that should play in the next match. It will actually be simmed, though, this next game. It's just about getting the team selection right for this game, because obviously when you're simming matches, the team selection has to be spot on. It has to be as good as possible, ideally, in order to be able to win games. And I kind of decided on my team here, pretty much the sort of side that you'd maybe expect, having played a game recently. Got Mertens out wide, Piacco on the left hand side, Asamoah having to play at centre of attacking mid, so it's weakened slightly. Went with a similar sort of back four, that hasn't changed too much, just going further up the pitch it has slightly. This is the game against Bayern Munich, so you know it's a weakened side, but Mertens scores after a minute, so a really good start. It's the first leg of it. Bayern obviously will have an away goal if they do score, and we'll wait and see what happens in the duration of this game. They do score. They get themselves an away goal. And that means it's 1-1 going into the second leg. That match we will be playing just to make sure that we go through, obviously, into the next stage of the Champions Cup. This is the side I'm going to go with for this next game that's coming up now. As you can see, again, it's a fairly strong team. I've managed to rotate the players after that Bayern game. And we will have a massive game against Inter Milan here. The team that are above us, currently in first place as well. So it's an important one. We need to try and get ourselves the 3 points and get very close to them if we can, to obviously leapfrog them at some point during the season. It's a sort of... The league table kind of, to me, suggests that it might go down to the final league game of the season. We'll wait and see what happens, though. Having to make some changes in the second half. The first half wasn't really up to much, to be honest. It was quite a boring first half. So having to bring on some reinforcements. We want to go out there and win this game. We need 3 points. We can't afford to draw against Inter Milan, otherwise they'll just stay the same amount of points in front of us. So Batshuayi comes on here along with Zaza and another player as well that we saw come on. We need to try and improve. We've got 30 minutes to do it and try and get ourselves a goal if we can. Later on in the game here, just a few minutes left, potentially the final attack. Batshuayi coming inside, the substitute will shoot and he scores. It's 1-0, there's a couple of minutes left. I can't see Inter Milan coming back from that. 88 minutes in. Batshuayi might have just got us 3 points here with the winning goal potentially. Will that be enough though to win the game? See it out for the next couple of minutes. And it was. As you can see, the game finishes 1-0, got the 3 points, and that gets us closer to Inter Milan. We still need a few more points, I think. We're a little bit off them, but it was a deserved victory here, and I'm happy that we got the win despite a really average and boring game, to be honest. This is the side I'm going to go with for the next game. It's a heavily changed team this time around. Rugani and Barzagli as my 2 centre-backs, Azpilicueta as my right mid, Piaka, Mertens, Asamoah, so some very rotated players, shall we say, just to put it nicely. But yeah, basically... The bad players that don't play as often, or the worst players in my usual starting 11 anyway, for this important match against Bayern Munich. So it's very risky, but the way that we obviously chose the last team meant that it was going to have to be that way for this game. Basically, the first half wasn't, again, really up to that much. Bayern Munich having a chance here. Vidal going through, plays in, Classy was incredible the whole game. Managed to just about clear it, plays it straight to Muller, and he's going to punish you for doing that. It's 1-0. Bayern taking a 2-1 advantage in this game. Not good news for us, putting us really on the rocks a little bit here later on in the game. And just a bit disappointing the way we conceded there, because we looked fairly comfortable most of the match. We competed with them well, had some good chances, but to have conceded like that is very frustrating. Into the 90th minute, at this rate, we are going out of the Champions League. Got Alexandro playing it to Batshuayi, the final chance of the game. Batshuayi, he's done it again. It's 1-1, that's absolutely fantastic. And to make it even better, we'll go into extra time and potentially penalties if obviously nothing comes of extra time. We've managed to score in the final minute. Batshuayi again saving us here, and this time taking us into another 30 minutes of game time. Let's wait and see whether we are able to capitalise on that. It was the final goal that saw us into extra time. We are into extra time here. Storaro won it back off Hummels. Storaro is going to try and play it across. Doesn't come to anything. And that was a big chance for us. It wasn't taken. And we will go into penalties. As you can see from the stats there briefly, they had a couple more chances than us, Bayern. Also better possession as well, as you'd probably expect. But I decided to change around the penalty takers a little bit, as I always do. I like to put the better penalty takers around 4th and 5th penalty taker, just so the better ones are there. Vidal's going to step up and take the first penalty for Bayern Munich. It's a longish run-up, and he's going to place it coolly to the left-hand side of the goalkeeper. And next up is Azpilicueta, looking to place it on the right-hand side. The goalkeeper goes the other way. It's 1-1 at the moment. We need Lahm here to go wrong, or we need to try and save it ideally. It's going to be another long run-up. It's a common theme throughout this penalty shootout from the Bayern Munich players. Philipp Lahm steps up and slots it the opposite way to the goalkeeper. Very, very good penalty there from Philipp Lahm. And Storaro's going to again try and go right. And that is basically the common theme of our penalty takers. We like to go to the right-hand side most of the time. Another long run-up from Hesse. Can he make it 3-2 in the penalty shootout here? Hesse goes wide, and he has meant that we have a chance to capitalise on that. And we have done. We've gone 3-2 in front here. This could be a very crucial penalty from Mats Hummels, the centre-back, coming in as their 4th penalty taker. A bizarre choice, and it has meant that Buffon has saved it, just about prevented it from going in. That means it remains 3-2, and if we score this one, we win and go into the next round of the Champions Cup. Zaza scores it past the goalkeeper. That's the winning penalty. That means we've beaten Bayern Munich, and that means we will go into the next round. Very, very good result for us. I think this is the quarter-final, so we're now into the semi-finals, I'm pretty sure, and that game, I think, is against Sevilla. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough game, that one. As usual, these Champions Cup games are when you get past the group stages, and Zaza there, smash it past the goalkeeper, just about gets past him, and we can now move on into some more league games. Calegari, I always get the pronunciation of this team wrong. Caleri, I want to call them. We basically have a game against them now in the league. It's going to be another tough game. It's an away match. Guerrero gets injured just before half-time. They also put themselves 1-0 up as well. Disappointing there, but we do equalise in the second half. It's 1-1, and we need to get ourselves 3 points. There's 15 minutes to try and do it. They have an injury, but other than that, there doesn't seem to be any sign of a goal, and there wasn't. It finishes 1-1. Another disappointing draw there against a team we probably shouldn't draw against. Another league game for us to sim, this time through the calendar. An away game, this time I thought I'd sim it through the calendar, and we did get ourselves a win. And on to the next league game, this time simming it through the usual route. And it's going to be another tough game. I say it every single time, but it really will be. This time, though, we're getting a much more positive result, a 2-0 win against them. And I decided to sim the first leg of the Champions Cup game, the semi-final against Sevilla. That backfired a little bit. It's finished 1-0 to Sevilla, so we have to make up for that in the second leg, which we will play, which will determine whether we get into the final of the Champions Cup or not. And on to another league game for us to sim. I did say we'd be simming a lot of games in today's episode to try and round off the series in the final 10th episode. Udinese this time to play. We are winning the game 1-0 with a goal from Icardi. We've got Guerrero making it 2-0, but it finishes 3-0. A fantastic 3 points for us. 3 points that we really did need as well after a few draws recently. And on to this second leg against Sevilla now. Currently 1 goal behind, so we've got to make up for it. We've got to come in here and score plenty of goals, hopefully. We've got to really turn this match around. It's only the 1 goal, so it's very possible to do. And we've got Verdi coming through here, and he hits the post. It's a brilliant start to the game. Had to be cleared by the defender. And we've got another chance here for Verdi. Let into a little bit of a secret. At this stage in the game, we've hit the post twice and hit the bar also as well. But we've managed to actually hit the back of the net. It's 1-1 on aggregate. Verdi gets the goal, winning this game 1-0. It's the away goal that we desperately needed. That means both of us have away goals now, so we've got to try and get ourselves a couple more goals and hope that we are able to get ourselves into the final of the Champions Cup, because this is what this series has all been based on, trying to win as many trophies as possible, but also trying to win the Champions Cup. And as you can see, another chance just into the second half. Alexandro makes it 2-0. We have dominated Sevilla, really. They've been very lucky to only be 2-0 down at this stage. We should have had plenty more goals, like I said before, hitting the bar and hitting the post twice so far in this game. And we have made it 2-0 with a chance from Alexandro. And at this point, it was pretty much plain sailing, to be honest. Verdi playing to Batshuayi, and he was able to make it 3-0. 2 goals in very, very quick succession there. Very happy with that. 3-0 up, really cruising to a very comfortable win, a surprising win, or so comfortable anyway, for a semi-final game in the Champions Cup. Batshuayi just spinning out there, playing a quick 1-2 with Verdi, and slots it home nicely in the bottom right-hand corner. At this stage, I make some changes, bring on Asamoah. Various other players as well come on, and from their corner, we counter-attack, win back the ball. Asamoah runs with it really well. He's got Zaza alongside him, plays it across, just about scores. It was nearly a good save from the goalkeeper. Incredible run though from Zaza. Ran all the way from his own penalty area, from the corner. Incredible run from him. Managed to keep up with Asamoah, who had a bit of a head start. Just about scores on his weaker foot. We can see it from this angle, how far he actually runs. This is their corner they had. And he doesn't really go particularly fast here. Then you realise Asamoah has a good chance of winning it. Gets on his bike and gets running alongside Asamoah. Does incredibly well to keep up with him though. Zaza, who's just come on as a substitute. And as you can see, gets the reward of that incredible run with the goal. And we are now 4-0 up, but it's not over there. This is brilliant football. Coman back into the box. It's 5-0. Coman coming back from injury here with an assist, just coming off the bench recently as well. And that is a 5-0 win for us. Really impressive. That takes us into the next round. Although it looks like we might have had a chance for a 6th there if Zaza could have kept hold of it a bit better. Didn't manage to do that, and the game finishes 5-0, 5-1 aggregate. Incredible scoreline for a semi-final game. But we did see a few incredible scorelines in recent Champions League fixtures. Let me know what you thought about the Barcelona game in particular, and I'll read and reply as usual in the comments below. But again, against Fiorentina now, the last game of the season in the league. It's a vitally important game. If we win it, we have a chance. We've got to rely on Napoli dropping points against Milan. They have done. Milan won that game 2-1. Incredible result for us. That means we've won the league. I know it's not being built up particularly because we've been focusing on the Champions League and we've been simming a lot of games. We have won the league with Juventus. That's incredible for us because we obviously were 6 points behind not so long ago. So to be able to make up those points towards the end of the season was very very, very good. And now on to the Champions League final. It's against Real Madrid. It's a big one. Let's cue the cinematics, and let's also wait and see what sort of side Real Madrid have to play against us. As you can see, James Rodriguez there pictured. They also have Gareth Bale and Cristiano Ronaldo starting. This is the side I've gone with. I have to admit, it looks very nicely balanced from this 4-3-3 formation they've gone with. It looks very nicely balanced. Casemiro and Luis Gustavo as the holding midfielders, allowing the attackers just to go forward. And we need to get ourselves a win. It goes without saying, really. Got to hope that Real Madrid don't turn up for this game, and that we can get ourselves a couple of goals. Again, a bit of a tame start to this game. We do manage to get ourselves a goal, but it was disallowed. It was Icardi there slotting it home, but it was offside. The pass was just a little bit too late, so unable to go 1-0 in front at that point. And that meant that at half-time it was 0-0. A bit of a dull first half. There was a few chances, but not many for either side, really. Not many clear-cut ones anyway, other than Icardi's strike. This chance here, though, for Krychowiak was a brilliant one. Good save from the goalkeeper. And that meant that we weren't able to score at this point. We were really needing a goal from somewhere, and Storaro provided that goal. It's 1-0. What a strike that is. On his right foot, he's been running the game, really, against Real Madrid, doing a fantastic job in midfield, winning everything, playing all the key passes, and this time manages to get himself a shot on goal that flies in the back of the net, and we are winning this game 1-0 in the final of the Champions Cup. Like I said before, this is the moment we've been building up to. We've been building up to hopefully trying to win the Champions League with Juventus. That was the aim when we started it, and we got ourselves closer to be able to doing that. Another chance for Storaro to try and hit one there. Does fall nicely for Krychowiak. He's going to pull this one back. Cuadrado, back heel. Icardi makes it 2-0. Fantastic stuff. There's 15 minutes to go. Surely that should see us go on to win this game now. But obviously, Real Madrid haven't woken up in this game whatsoever, as you can see by the fact we are 2-0 up 75 minutes in. They've really not looked good, Real Madrid. Just haven't turned up to this game whatsoever. And it's a brilliant bit of play that's got us the second goal. There's still time, though. We've seen what Barcelona did in 7 minutes against PSG. So there's 15 minutes for Real Madrid here to try and turn the game round. And they've got themselves a long ball, which we're trying to clear. Should be able to play this one out from the back quite nicely. Storaro gets caught in possession. Hasn't happened often. And Ronaldo will punish us for that just 4 minutes after we score the second. It's 2-1. It's going to be a very nervous last 10 minutes for us. We need to hold on to this game, because I've got a feeling that they've kind of flicked a switch here where they can just now go on and potentially get themselves an equaliser. Hopefully that doesn't happen, of course. But we've got 10 minutes to see the rest of this game out. Another Real Madrid attack. Gareth Bale running down the right-hand side. Going to look to cut in, I think, here. And nearly loses the ball. Keeps hold of it. Plays it to Marcelo. He's going to strike it. Hits the bar. What a strike that was. That could have been the goal that sees us into extra time and potentially penalties. But it comes off the woodwork. And there's 3 minutes to go where we should see this game out now. But you never know with Real Madrid. Krychowiak helping us out there massively with a challenge. Wasn't able to retain the ball, though. And that was it. We win the game 2-1. We win the Champions League in our final 6 months, obviously, we had at Juventus. Our only 6 months at Juventus after the Dortmund career mode that we had. And we've managed to win ourselves the League and the Champions Cup. Not a bad double for us. Sadly couldn't get the Coppa Nazionale, but very, very happy with those two trophies. And that concludes this series. The 6 months we've had at Juventus has been very, very good. Some of you guys didn't think it'd be that much of a challenge. I've kind of shown that it's been more of a challenge than maybe you guys will have expected, particularly in the league, where we kind of slowly drifted away from the title race and then came back into it in the last few games of the season. So that means we can now lift the Champions Cup on our final episode, where we will see the conclusion, obviously, of the Juventus career mode here. Let me know your thoughts on what team I should do next, if any team. I might just go on to doing some more evolving type career modes. If you've been seeing them on the channel, I might just do some more of them alongside the Leeds career mode for now, until I think of what I can do next. And here we have Buffon lifting the Champions Cup. The legendary goalkeeper will do it, and that means we have won basically the main trophy that we were after this season. Very happy with that. As you see there, Buffon celebrating with the rest of the squad, and that means that we've got the, like I say, the main trophy, the one that we wanted, the one that we set out to try and get with this Juventus career mode, and I think fully deserved as well, especially with that performance against Sevilla in the semi-final. Incredible stuff, and that sees us win 2 trophies in our final few months at Juventus. But like I say, that is everything for this series now. I am interested to hear what you guys want to see next. Originally it was supposed to be AC Milan, but I'm not too sure whether you guys want to see another Italian league team career mode. I don't know whether you're interested in seeing another Italian team come up, but yeah, we'll wait and see what you guys say in the comments below, and we'll decide based on that. It might be that I just continue, like I said before, with some of my evolving career modes, where we just play for 2 seasons and try and evolve a side. And yeah, that's everything for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Apologies, it has been a little bit different by doing this post-commentary rather than the live stuff, but that's everything for today's episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If we could go ahead and hit 30 likes, I would really appreciate it, and if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching Juventus Career Mode. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.